Hello, welcome to the Country Rugby League show. I'm Paul Arundale.
I'm Geoff Stevenson.
Welcome aboard. We've got another big show coming your way. A lot of grand finals were played on the weekend. We've still got one more to come for you on BarTV. But how exciting is the footy?
Oh, fantastic. The weather's just timed itself beautifully. It's getting a little bit warmer, like we've been saying. Close grand finals. It's been a bit of a theme so far the past few weeks. So, there's some cracking highlights later on in the show to show that,
Yeah, well, we're just about to find out where you went on the weekend, but Saturday was beautiful weather. But yesterday, Sunday, I was at Cessnock and it was freezing. Hopefully, fingers crossed, next week it's nice and warm. But,
there were wind warnings too, which can definitely affect the play. And kicking and that kind of stuff. So, it made it very interesting.
So, where did you go on the weekend?
I went up to the Gold Coast A-grade grand final, which was a fantastic day up at Tugun.
Yeah.
My heaven, ocean behind me, airport in front of me.
Yeah.
I did actually...
swamp or something at the back.
Yeah.
How did you get to the ground?
Well, I was put on, when you like a second, backup for a different thing. I was the backup parachutist.
Yeah, right.
And then the first parachutist got gastro, so it was the only way I could get in. I was just going to fly in and step out of the plane, but I thought I might as well come in with a grand entrance. It was fantastic. Only the third time I jumped out of a plane, so it was really good. Really good.
No, you did extremely well, mate.
Yes,
well done.
like a Seahawk. It was on the day. I was like a Seahawk. It was fantastic. Great. Fantastic game of footy up there though, and Tugun, geez, it's a real it's been a long time for him. So that's one of those ones where they're really celebrating.
Well, another one was a long time. I was down at the Central Coast on Saturday. Erina Eagles broke their duck. I think it was 33 years.
Wow,
was their last premiership, which I was surprised. I didn't think it was that long ago. But, so well done to them. Toukley, they were going for 3 in a row and just come up short. But it was a spectacular grand final day, big crowd. Yeah. Then Sunday I was at Cessnock for the entrance and Souths, and as I said, it was bloody freezing out there.
And there was there's no Cessnockians. I guess everyone had to travel up there as well. You travel all that way as a fan, put up with some cold weather and still have to drive home for half an hour, or whatever it is.
Yeah. But no, it was a good day, good weekend of footy, and obviously a lot of grand finals. There was a lot of magic moments. So we've found 3 for you. We'll get those magic moments up now. All right, so the magic moments. How to win a grand final with a goal kick. This is Ladies League Tag Grand Final. Terrigal v Erina. The Terrigal girls winning pretty much on full time. The celebrations from Riley Palmer kicking the winning goal. Now, this is how you win a grand final, scoring a try. Now, there was a couple of tries that won games, but this one here for Nate Dwyer, crossing over. There was still about 10 minutes to go, but it was enough for Erina. That
was a great ball that he took there,
And good celebration. Then this one is how to win a grand final, kicking a field goal. He was about 35 out.
What a cracker. He's almost from dummy half too, wasn't he? So a lot of pressure on him. He just had to go snap and absolutely nailed it.
And the celebrations towards the end, the fans come running out. I love the old school jerseys as well.
Yeah, I love a good pitch invasion. I think everyone needs to do them. Don't tell them I told you, but I reckon there should be, if you win a grand final in the last minute, I think the whole crowd should be on the field. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, so there were a few magic moments from the weekend. There were a few more, but obviously we couldn't fit them all in maybe on next week's show.
It's a magic time of year, isn't it? It's hard to fit them all in.
Yeah. So we'll get into some results on the weekend. As I said, there was still plenty of footy played. Newcastle, it was week 2 of the semi-finals up there. The entrance, they defeated Souths 28-10. That's the end of South Newcastle's season. And on Saturday, Maitland, they had 2 weeks off. They've booked their spot into another grand final, their 3rd grand final in a row, defeating Central 40-12.
Yeah, there's a real air of, to mention another comp you might know of, like the NRL's Penrith about them. You know, like they've got a dynasty going on.
Yes, they have.
At the moment. But, it's not over yet. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks. Up to Brisbane, the grand finals, done and dusted, Brisbane A-grade. In under-21s, Wynnum Manly, it was, I saw reports about it, just a Wynnum Whitewash.
Yeah, Wynnum Whitewash.
Wynnum Whitewash.
They win them all.
Yes, they did. I didn't even think of that. Wynnum won under-21s, 28-16 against West Brisbane. In Reggie's, they won 26-8 against Bulimba. And first grade, close game that they got there against West Brisbane again, 24-20.
Yeah, no, it was good to see the Brizzy Grand Finals. We go to the Gold Coast Grand Finals an hour or so down the road. Under 18s, Helensvale won 28-12 over Southport. Burleigh Bears 40-10 over Runaway Bay in under 20s. Then Tugun in reserve grade 40-16 over Runaway Bay. Then first grade, A grade, whatever you want to call it, Tugun 18-10 over Currumbin. So big celebrations in Tugun, first grade and reserve grade. It's a great effort.
Yeah, fantastic. They've had a great year, but it's a pretty tough comp. Like we said, we've had Burleigh and Southport pushing there, but good on them. Yep. Now up to Sunshine Coast, all done and dusted as well this grand final. Under 19s, Caboolture 74 points to 12 against Caloundra in a grand final.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't close, so you can't say.
I mentioned to a colleague at BarTV, I said, keep an eye on that team. There's probably a couple of big sort of names of the future in that team.
God, yeah. And C grade, Caloundra won 40 points to 10 against Mary Valley. That was nice for them after that loss in the 19th. Yeah. In reserves, Caloundra went down to Beerwah 32-16, and Beerwah again in A grade, 20 points to 16 against Coolum.
Yeah,
another close game.
Bulldogs going back to back. So I didn't give them a chance. You tipped them. So
I knew all along. I could have told you this time last year. I could have said, no, they're doing it again.
Right, we'll go to Group 7 Grand Finals. Under 18s, Albion Park 18-16 over Warilla. In the women's tackle, Milton Ulladulla 18-0 over Shell Harbour. Reserve grade, we just saw the magic moments with Gerringong 17-16 over Shell Harbour. And first grade, a double again, Gerringong 28-10 over Shell Harbour. I failed to mention last week's grand finals. It was the Regan Cup. Nowra 26-10 over Stingrays, and the Ladies League Tag Division 1, Milton Ulladulla 30-0 over Jamboree. Jamboree got them back in the Division to 12-4 against Milton Ulladulla.
Yeah, and again, if you missed last week, Gerringong and Shell Harbour had only lost a game this year against each other.
Yeah.
So that was very good, very impressive that Gerringong pulled away and secured that win pretty comfortably then, because they're very close, those teams. Now, down the Central Coast Grand Finals, where you were at, in Ladies Leagues Tag, Terrigal won 16-14 against Erina.
Yep.
And in 19s, Terrigal won 16-14 as well.
Erina again, so it wasn't looking good for Erina.
It's not a good start to your day. In the open grade, Ourimbah won 22 points to 20 against Wyong, really close one there. In women's tackle, Berkeley Vale won 16-12 against the Entrance. In Reggie's, in reserves, the Entrance won 32-0 against Erina. And in first grade, Erina 12 points to 6 against Tukey. Like you said, first win in a long time. I'm surprised too, because they just seem to be such a great dominant team this year that they haven't won in so long. But fantastic.
Yeah, no, well done to them. Probably still celebrating. Group 3 semi-finals, not on BarTV, but we thought we'd mention them ones. This is major semi-final. Port Macquarie defeated Macleay Valley 30-22, Macleay Valley I should say, and Ulba 38-18 over Wynnum. So Ulba will meet Macleay Valley next week. Port Mac's into the grand final. Group 20 had their grand finals as well. Leeton 24-18 over Griffith Black and Whites. Hay Magpies 18-16 over Tullabegua Lake Calgilligo. And reserve grade, Griffith Waratah Tigers 30-10 over Yenda, and in first grade, Darlington Point was at 46-12 over the Griffith Black and Whites.
Yes. Now, Hastings League. I've got some results from the weekend. It was the clash that 2 weeks ago was sorted by a Golden Point extra time field goal. But Kendall Blues, who have been pretty dominant this year, won 40 points to 12 against Beechwood.
That's a good one.
Fantastic result there. And down to the Group 20. Did you just do Group 20?
I read them out, but if you got a bit of a tidbit,
No, nothing more to add. I just wasn't sure. I got lost on the page.
I did jump the gun and kept reading. So
I was flicking through my notes. Group 9 preliminary final. Wagga Kangaroos defeated Temora. So the Wagga Kangaroos now going to play Young Pickers in the grand final, which will be another good clash. Two teams, especially Young. They've had a great season. So we'll see what happens there.
All right. Still plenty of results and a few more next week, so we'll keep you posted on them. But now it's time for our tries of the week. All right, first up, Dylan Kerr, Biwa Bulldogs, crossing over in the corner. This was actually the try that won it for Biwa.
Fantastic.
15 minutes
What a
ago.
win.
Yeah. We head down to Maury Breen, Orimba Magpies v Wyong Roos in the open grade Central Coast Grand Final. Just a good kick across for Daniel Probert to come across and pick it up and score.
Yeah, it must have been set up that kick to kick that early, that far back on the field.
Set play. Under 19s, Jackson O'Mara, another one here. Terrigal Sharks. This was the winning try for them. They made it 2 from 2. It was a perfect start for the Sharks.
Yeah.
Good celebration there at the end. Reserve grade of the BRL. Just an unfortunate bounce here.
Oh, you'd always see that bounce doing that. You know, there's 2 players covering it. What's the chances?
Apologies there, Pokafa Emma Nanai. I've got nowhere near that to pronounce that right. And we've got Tyrone Sergialis on the end of this, probably one of the longest tries in history here for Parramatta District v Penrith District. That's the rep teams down there having a battle at Windsor.
This point looks like he's covered, but there's one point where you think, I've never seen more defence around a player, probably about here. and continue. Like, all you can see is pink jerseys, and he's in. Oh, dear.
So I'd like to go back and count how many hands were in that and how many players actually touched it. I reckon all 13 players.
Yeah, the guy in the headgear, I think he was on 18. I was counting touch it 3 times, and that was only the first part of the... He could have touched it more. I kind of got lost in the melee there of players. So, no, fantastic tries. Yeah,
excellent stuff. There are our tries of the week. If you've seen better, let us know. We'll share them on social media. I'm sure there was plenty of crackers out there, but I think those ones are pretty good too.
Yeah, and so much riding on them. You know, this time, you know, you lose a game in June and July, that's no good. But some of these tries were winning games, or, you know, if they weren't scored, you know, they lose a game. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, and on that, the last one that showed you, Parramatta v Penrith, the 2 districts coming together. They had the rep under 21s there. They also, with their lower grades, or lower grades, what do you call it, the juniors and that, had the champions of Parramatta play the champions of Penrith. Battle of the West, they called it. So a good little something different.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something a few of the other comps can look at in the future.
Yeah, I don't think the players would complain. Like that sort of big end of season Super Bowl-y kind of thing would be
I guess if they know about it, they're not going to book their holidays during the season trips. They'll hold back a week or 2. So
that's a great idea.
Got a good crowd down there too.
Yeah, it looked great.
All right, Geoff, it's time for Around the Groups.
Right. Not as clubs are winding down for the year, there's not a lot of clubs. But this is the time of year where you hear those little green shoots sprouting around the country. This time last year we heard Shepparton were starting up a team and they won the comp. Yeah. There were other teams coming back. And this 2025 is the year of the Warren Bulldogs.
Warren Bulldogs.
Who are back.
Yeah, okay.
They are back. Okay, now they haven't been away for that long. We're talking Castlereagh League here.
Yeah.
Previously, they played in Group 15.
Yeah.
We're talking years ago, which is now the Bowen-Darling Premiership, they call it, Bowen-Darling Cup.
Yeah.
But they have been slowly chipping away at getting their team back into the Castlereagh League. They dominated the comp. Like, they won a premiership in 2010 and 2012.
Yeah, so not long ago. Yeah.
Doesn't feel that long ago. No. I don't know whether I'm old and it doesn't feel long ago, but someone else would say, oh, that was years ago.
Yeah.
But unfortunately folded in 2018. So they are looking for players and a captain coach at the moment. They want a ladies league tag team as well. Yeah. So the plan is to start with those 2 teams and get back into it. I think it'd be fantastic to see another team in the comp. They're actually talking to the Castlereagh League general manager, and he's saying the problem we're having with the Castlereagh League, and as he said, and the Woodbridge Cup has that problem as well, is we're getting too many clubs in the comp. Yeah. So sorting the draw out is complicated. Yeah. But he said, what a problem to have. You know, like it was only a few years ago, we're like, oh my God, there are teams dropping out because of COVID, or they're not coming back. Now it's back, you know, in lots of ways.
Maybe they could look at, if they're getting too many, is to split it up. They can have North and South zones or something, and a Super Bowl.
That's right. Yeah. And he wasn't right. He was kind of like chuckling about it. He said, "He's not. I don't think it'll be anything." He basically said Warren hadn't received the approval of all the other clubs to come back in the comp. But he said we're not turning away teams. We're not knocking back teams that want to be in a comp. So
great stuff.
They have this Saturday. If you're near Warren Golf Club, or if you're not, you can drive there. They're having a meet and greet around midday. It reminded me of Shepparton and a few others where they just want to go face to face with people. So you don't need to commit. It's not that big a deal. There's a free sausage chisel afterwards, so you could I could turn up and say, I want to play, and they look at me and go, forget about it. Okay, I'll have my sausage now. So if you just want a sanger, you can rock up there, but it's at midday this Saturday, 21st September at Warren Golf Club. So
awesome.
It might be even, especially with the ladies' league tag, it might be people have never played before. You can come and have a chat and talk about how the season looks, when training's on and stuff like that, and go from there.
Awesome.
That's fantastic. Now I'm obsessed with shirts and things like that. There's been a few teams that are doing grand final shirts, and I love it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the premiership shirts yet. I know Boggerbri, I actually contacted them through the week and said, have you got any spare? But I did read that the amount of effort to get a grand final shirt sorted for a rural team is unbelievable. They said they had to get it shipped from Sydney.
Yeah.
So they would arrive on the Wednesday so they could sort out the orders and get them out to people. I didn't expect there'd be a spare one, but Jesus, a lot of effort.
Yeah.
A lot of effort considering, what it's for. I think it's a really great reason. The Helensvale Hornets had their under 18s team in sort of Division 1 for the Gold Coast comp. They made a shirt for a grand final shirt for them.
Well done. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Like, good on them for the under 18s. Must have been chuffed they won. So I don't know whether it was the shirt that made the difference, but it would have raised a bit of money for the club and stuff, and especially Helensvale. They've come back after a few years ago. They've come back into the comp and stuff. It's fantastic of them to sort of celebrate that. In no matter what grade it is, do it. So there was another shirt, but I can't remember where it was. So I'll get back to you on that.
A funny shirt story I remember is. This is probably showing our age, Geoff. When the Knights won the 2001 grand final, they got the special shirts made up.
Yeah.
But they also made a bucket load for Parramatta because they were odds-on favourite to win.
Yeah.
Obviously they didn't, and they've got boxes and boxes of these grand final Premiers shirts for Parramatta, and they ended up somewhere in Southeast Africa, and people are wearing these Parramatta Premiers grand final shirts. So look, the good thing is they didn't go to waste.
No, that's right.
But it's just funny.
Years to come, one of those people in West Africa may just flick the telly on now. It's a bit more accessible and go, that's my team.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Now, I'll sort of wrap up almost Clayton's Cup because there's not much to talk about after this until we get word from above and the New South Wales Rugby League directors, as we said last week. It's based on a lot of factors that they need to go and crunch numbers with now because Camden have won the MacArthur Premiership.
Yes, we forgot to mention that in the
they defeated the Oaks 38-26. Funny in the end, that seems comfortable, but for the team that's been dominant all year, it was a high scoring and close enough sort of grand final, and the Oaks did very well to push them. So that means now we've got essentially two undefeated teams in groups in New South Wales. It'll be the Scone or Camden.
Camden Rams,
Yeah, and it's sort of, I think like you said last week, I don't know whether they weigh in the sort of the dynamics of the competitions, like one's is essentially sort of bigger or there's more teams in it or stuff like that. One's a bit more rural. I don't know those factors.
Maybe we can arrange again, I'll use the term Super Bowl.
Yes.
We can have it in Central Coast. That's about halfway between Scone and Camden. We can meet Maury Breen. Perfect.
Yeah, it's
perfect
the
spot.
time where you needed like someone like a Nathan Tinkler that could just throw money at things, or any benefactor out there, because we've got
Uncle Clive maybe if you're watching. Yeah.
So many things that we could do if we just had the money. Because you imagine if you had a Super Bowl of all the undefeated teams, and it could be 6, it could be 3. And first prize is like 20 grand or something. Yeah. I think that'd be a great way to finish the year.
Awesome,
not a spoon bowl, an undefeated bowl. I don't know.
Yeah, the Clayton Cup, make them play for it.
No, that's a great idea. And actually, when you think about it, you got to think it. You wouldn't need to worry about undefeated. You would just, if you ranked them, and said, look, there was one undefeated team. There was a team that drew one game. They're in, and just have a grand final.
So, I mean, they're trying that with the President's Cup, but the problem is that teams had already organised their end-of-season trips or weddings are booked in, planned and that type of stuff. And, you know, like I think it was Thurul last year, they sort of shocked themselves that they won the comp.
Yeah.
And then, oh, you got to play in this time. Well, sorry, we're going overseas, we've got weddings. So, if the teams know about it, hey, you've got this, and then you've got a carrot to play for 20 grand or something like that, well, then it's going to happen. So.
And play it somewhere. I mean, the problem with the President's Cup was a challenge because there was that gap between when Country Rugby League comps end and the NRL ends. So it's like, I can understand that. You just would be out of form. And you're like, do you play a trial before playing the President's Cup? So, yeah, it can get a bit silly. So, anyway, that's my round the group. So, oh, actually, no, there's one more thing I remember. Rumour. I've got another source on the hill. His name's Hilly on the hill.
Hilly on the hill, yeah.
Hilly on the hill. Murph used to be on the street, Hilly on the hill. And he said that the Newcastle comp is thinking about introducing what they call like a marquee player for each club. I'm assuming there'll be no points allocated to them and no, like, you can spend as much or as little as you want.
Wow, okay.
I'm guessing.
That'd be interesting. So they're copying off the A-League. The only problem with that is that there's probably only 2 or 3 clubs that could afford a marquee player. So I mean, it's only going to benefit the top end of town again. So. Yeah,
and you kind of think, I don't know whether the A-League did it this way, where they had marquee players. It felt a bit arcane at the time, but they had marquee allowance, but then they pay teams money, an allocation for marquee. And I know there's no money in rugby league, and I know I'm not saying Newcastle Rugby League should find this money magically. But you're right. Like, if you've got no money and you're a small club and stuff like that, it's not going to help you that you can get a marquee player and not ever get one.
I mean, look, you can only get so much free hot bread from Curry Hot Bread Shop, can't you?
It's really good bread, though.
It is.
And
It is.
there's that chicken place there, just to die for. But again, also, it could fall foul of something maybe related to Curry that we won't go into the details of. But you can also. Signing a marquee player isn't always going to end well, and it could go pear-shaped pretty quickly. Because are they signing for, I'm going to get some money in the country, or are they signing because they want to play in the country?
True.
I'll just think of Blake Ferguson, if that's who you're thinking of. Where imagine just that scenario. Imagine if you said to Blake or anyone, I'm not picking on Blake. Blake, I'm not picking on you. Here's some money to play for the year, and they go, I've done a hammy, or I'm homesick, or it's like the early days or the yesteryear in English Super League where they go over with great intentions. They spend 2-3 a month there and go, I want to come home.
Well, the other thing is too, there wouldn't be that many players sort of available. You know, it's not like soccer or A-League again, they can pick the whole of Europe or South America or wherever.
And the people, the bigger names who are doing it now are doing it for other reasons. I don't think they're doing it for the money. They could easily go to England probably still and stuff like that. But, you know, like Luke Douglas at Ballina, he was a Ballina junior and he came back. Fantastic. That's why he's doing it. I don't think if you said to him, and here's another extra bit of money, he would have made any different decision. A lot of the Newcastle comp are ex-locals that are coming back. You know, they're doing it for mates. They're coming to play with mates. Plenty of reasons like that. But I don't think money is the issue, if that makes sense, in getting big names. That really is about them committing for something. Like the coalfields teams often come up because they want to work in the coal mines and stuff like that. So
interesting. So what happens?
One more other thing.
Oh, okay.
I had nothing and now I've got everything. Tomorrow they went down to Wagga on the weekend. Unfortunately. Great team. A lot of guys in the NRL playing there, but one of them was Zach Lomax, who came back to run water for him, which was fantastic. Cool. His brother, there's a connection obviously, it's his junior club, but his brother played in the second row. Hayden. Lomax, I don't think it'd be his last name there. Hayden Lomax. And I thought it's nice. I like that kind of stuff because it was very low key. But every kid there would have been probably staring at Zach Lomax running out on the field and off again. So
it's stuff like that, as you say. Like he's just gone back low key. No one knows about it. But just having him there, as you said, it's just probably inspired 20 kids to sign up.
There's a flow-on effect. If you're a sponsor of Temora Dragons and you can get a couple of photos with Zach Lomax and he's happy to be there, he's not just doing it because he's like has to be there and stuff like that. Great, good on him. Props to him.
Awesome.
Fantastic. That's my round the groups.
Anymore?
No. I think that's it. Wait,
All
no.
right. Yeah, I'm done. I've got no around the groups.
Yeah, nice, done.
Yeah, all right, we're winding things up. So there's not much happening on BarTV, but we still had plenty of big hits on the weekend. Here's 5 that we thought were pretty damn good.
Yeah.
All right, first up, it's a reserve grade at Sunshine Coast, Ben Leggett. Now, you're probably thinking the fullback's going to get smashed here. No,
Damn.
bugger of a bounce. Well, there it is.
Jesus.
Ben
Things
Leggett.
aren't going for right for you, are they, too? When you get that, I've got the ball, bam.
We go to first grade, Gerringong v Shell Harbour Sharks here. Now, Shell Harbour, they didn't win the prize, but they got some big hits in.
Yeah.
That was James Ralph of Shell Harbour there putting the big hit on. We go to the minor semi-final here. Grace Quinn just raced out of the line and put a big shot on the Central Butcherbirds.
Right, round the armpits. It was around the right waist.
Back down to Group 7, Milton Ulladulla. It's a double whammy. Bianca Jones and Josie Strong here.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff, I said to you, there was so many big hits in that Group 7 game.
Yeah.
Here we go, final one, Matt Fisk. Reed
Damn.
Howard just lifted there. That was a beauty.
It's the yin and yang because there are great tries scored by the backs because it's a grand final, but
Yep.
those forwards are ready to hit on a grand final. Like we were talking earlier about, some of them it's their last game, definitely maybe their last game of the year.
Yeah.
It was a grand final, it's the last game of the year. They're throwing everything at the kitchen sink and all.
But as I said, that Milton Ulladulla Shell Harbour game, that was big hit after big hit. So there'll be a lot of sore girls
Be glad
for that grand final.
The season's done. They can just go and just lay on the lounge and recover.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're wrapping things up. There's still a fair bit of rugby league happening around the traps. Newcastle preliminary finals kick off this Sunday. It's at John Oval. A chance for Central to get into their first grand final since 1963.
Really?
Yeah.
I just felt like they've been in one in the past 20 years or so.
And they played they last won a grand final, I think it was 59.
Yeah.
And 63 was their last appearance. So it's,
Far
you know,
out.
the entrants, they're looking to get into their first Newcastle grand
I was
final.
going to say, this has been longer, never have.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And you look at how the entrants have performed in some of the other, like in the Central Coast comp and stuff too. It's as a club, very successful club at the moment.
Yeah, so we'll go through the list for you. The prelims starts with 19s. Lakes v Wyong, very strong Wyong under 19s. Reserve grades West v Lakes. Women's tackle Maitland v Souths, and first grade Central v the entrants. Obviously, you can watch the games live on BarTV, but there's no Newcastle Knights anymore. They're out of the NRL, so get to St John Oval and watch a good game of footy because it's going to be an absolute beauty between Central and the entrants.
Yeah, it'll be a great day up there. Now, Group 9 grand final, we're looking at, it'll be a big day of rugby league down at Wagga.
Yeah, I'm not sure where.
Park,
Yeah,
McDonald Park it is. Which is, I thought Young might have been higher than them on the ladder.
I think they might just have it at McDonald's Park because it's just a
I thought that too. But Young would be a bit like, geez, we've dominated all year and we're playing an away grand final. Anyway, it happens. And tag tomorrow will be up against the Wagga brothers.
Yeah.
In under 16s, Wagga play South City. In under 18s, Wagga Kangaroos play brothers. In reserves, Albury. It's great to see them in there. Play Gundagai again. Good to see Gundagai being represented. And in first grade, the young pickers are taking on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great game.
Yeah, no, all the best to them. And finally, Group 3 prelim final sees Macleay Valley host Olbar. The winner will take on Port Macquarie next week. So,
Theirs will be probably one of the latest because they had to delay their grand final because of wet weather. Yeah. And you sort of forget these at the moment that there was a period there where it rained a lot in this season.
I'm not sure where their grand final's on a Saturday or Sunday. I hope it's on a Saturday because then it gives Country Rugby League fans or nuts ourselves the opportunity to go to 2 grand finals on the weekend.
Yes.
You could go to Group 3 at Port Macquarie, then hop in the car, drive down, watch the Newcastle grand final on the Sunday.
I was even thinking you're going to go down to Group 9. I thought, that's a road trip.
Yeah.
You can't do all three.
Well, that's this weekend, yeah.
Oh, that's this weekend, yes, you're right.
Ahead,
you are right, yes, in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, unless Group 9 gets washed out this weekend, then there is a possibility.
Fantastic, 3 grand finals. But no, that'd be great. And I went to a grand final there at Old Bar a few years ago now, and it was just a cracker of an event. It's just it's a great part of the world, so you can go up there. I think it should be part of like a tourist thing. You know, you go up to these grand finals and then see the area.
A bit like what the Premier League do when you go on holidays to England. You can buy part of your package is to buy tickets to watch a Premier League game. Maybe Tourism Australia can do that. Sell tickets to Country Rugby League games.
Yeah.
You're going to, where are we off to? We're going to Old Bar.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Yeah, it's a fantastic combination. You've got a bit of footy, bit of beach, you know, great part of the
Aussie
world.
culture at its best.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just one more thing. I should have mentioned this in around the groups, but if you're a competition, you're watching this show, you'd like to get your games or your team on BarTV Sports in 2025, just drop us an email at contact@bartvsports.com.au. Because we'd love to have you on our coverage in 2025. Obviously, there's a few competitions that contact us at the last minute, and it's pretty hard logistically sometimes to cater for everyone. So, 2025, we've got a few months now to think about it. So, well, even 12 months if you want your grand finals on. But as I said, get in touch with us at bartvsports.com.au, and we'll see what we can do for next season. Yeah,
well, it is the month of the AGM as well.
Yeah.
So it could be something that bit strategy-wise, if you like the idea of getting BarTV calling your games or your season or your comp, mention it in the AGM and just plant that seed, you know what I mean? So you're not then in February trying to go around and convince people. So do it this week, even if it's not on this week. Also, if you want to get an idea, if you want to convince people at the AGM and they go, what is this BarTV? I'm like, are you thick? Like BarTV, everyone knows BarTV. You can get them to download the app.
That's it.
And it's actually the app is a really good way to teach new people if they have not seen BarTV or not actually accessed it for a while, or they've only seen it on other things and stuff like that. Great way to show them how it works.
Yep.
So the BarTV app, it's in all app stores.
Yep.
I'm assuming, and it's fantastic. It's just so user friendly, and I am a user that needs a user friendly thing. So especially with technology. So download it.
Excellent. Well said. Well, that's it from me.
Yeah. We are done, but there's still a lot of exciting footy to come.
Yep. All right, Paul Arundel, Geoff Stevenson signing off. We'll catch you next week.
Cheers.